to the Pythagorean theorem. Today I'm going to give you some information about Pythagoras, the inventor of the Pythagorean theorem. He was born in an island of Samos in 570 BC, and he died at the age of 75 in Metropolium in 495 BC. He was a philosopher and, quite obviously, a mathematician, and, like I said before, created the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
So, unlike some, this triangle is completely different as it has two shapes to it. So to get this side, because both sides are empty, to get this side we have to go by whatever this side is, and because it's square, all sides are equal. So it's in my case it's 12. So for our equation so far, it's 12 squared plus 16 squared equals c squared. 12 squared is 144, and 16 squared is 256 equals c squared. 256 plus 144 equals 400, but you have to get the square root of that. The square root of 400 is 20, thus equaling our c, which is 20.
So let's assume that the side length for this side is 4 inches, which will be marked as b, and the side length for this side is 3 inches, which is marked as a. Now, the equation for this, to get the hypotenuse, is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So if you input the numbers, it would be 3 squared plus 4 squared, and that would give you c squared. So 3 squared is 9, and 4 squared is 16. So if you add the two together, you were to get 25. Now, to get the hypotenuse, you have to find the square root of 25, which is 5. So c, or the hypotenuse, is equal to 5.
So let's assume that you know c being the hypotenuse and side b or a, but you don't know one side. So, and you just use the same formula as the Pythagorean theorem, except you fill in c and b, but you leave a empty. So 8 squared is 64, and 17 squared is 17. Is 289. So you would subtract 64 from both sides to get a by itself, and that would equal a squared equals 225. And so you would find the square root of a squared and 225, which would be a equals 15 feet.
So let's say that you're missing one of the sides, but the hypotenuse is a square root. So you would start off with the same equation of a squared plus b squared equals c squared. But instead, you would input a, which would be 5 squared, but you would leave b empty, and you would put the hypotenuse where it would be, as Grace has showed. So then you do the same thing. You square 5, which you get 25, and then you turn this in the parentheses into just a normal 60, or a normal whatever number. So then you subtract 25 from here, canceling it out, and you subtract 25 from the hypotenuse. Once you get that, you will get b squared equals 35. But then you have to do the square root of 35, which would equal, rounded to the 10th, 5.9.
Thanks for watching!